there's definitely not a gun behind the camera pointed at us.
Yeah, right.
And on that note, I know this is a whole bleep fest. At this point, I just got to get the giggles out.
For context, Anthony walked in this morning and was like, "I'm going to give you so much bleepable content today," and he is following through on that promise.
Today's episode, we have a sponsor.
The lipstick worked.
No, you're not medicated, but wow.
I think you're just getting older.
I
think you've lost touch with the younger generation. They're trying something new, and it only works if we participate. So we don't even know if it's bad or good or whatever. Yeah. Unless the game happens. If the game doesn't happen, then nobody knows, and Airsoft stays the same.
You're buying into an idea.
I read through their rules. I know you did too.
There's a few of the rules where I look and I'm like, that probably won't scale well as the events get bigger and they get more popular.
There's some cool stuff in there.
But there's also some that I looked at and I'm like, why has no one thought of that?
We're getting closer to 500.
We're getting closer to 500 FPS with no med. This is going there.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Zulu 24 podcast. As always, I'm joined by Anthony from Antec Airsoft Studios and Jordan from Zulu Outdoor. Today's episode, we have a fucking sponsor.
The lipstick worked.
Holy shit.
I don't see you guys putting on lipstick. I don't see you putting it out.
Oh, and just for continuity's sake, today's sponsor is Combined Arms Simulations. Looking for a Milsim that actually simulates warfighting? Welcome to Combined Arms Simulations, or C.A.S for short. Resupply ops will never be the same with C.A.S's heavy lift drone resupply ops and issued ammo. 30-round mags, mid-cap LMGs, no spray and pray here, just teamwork. C.A.S brings mortars, true aid and litter medic system built on team survival, not lone wolves. Push your unit in 24 or 40 hours of continuous operations. Join C.A.S for Take Bosaso, a 24-hour event in Pemberton, New Jersey. Get your tickets now at CASMilsim.com. That's C.A.S. Milsim.com.
Can you fucking stop doing that?
No, I can't. This is great. Like, all right, come on, hold on.
It's already annoying me.
What's a good ad? Yeah, you know why you're annoyed? You know why? Because you are a square. Okay? Your problem
He's also in control of your microphone.
You draw inside the lines, okay? You gotta draw outside the lines. You gotta do it, Jordan. You gotta make.
See what you did?
Yeah.
You square.
No.
Anyway,
because I'm gonna watch the retention.
Anyway, how was you guys' New Year's?
It's all right. It was a fun time.
I didn't do a fucking thing.
Yeah.
I played video games till about 11:50.
That's a new record.
Yeah, and then it's a lot earlier.
No, it's not. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Was that your New Year's resolution?
And then I turned around and stared at the TV and was like, "Yep, New York City, gross." And then
now we're here. Now it's 2026.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, cool, man. It is kind of weird though, because it's weird for me. I feel like we live in the future, which is always true. But like I remember
back in my day.
I remember the 90s pretty well.
I don't.
Well,
some news anchor bet that they would. Because then you hear about it on Alex Jones.
Did you see that?
No.
Of course, the first episode we have a sponsor. He's going off on some Alex Jones tangent.
Well, no, Super Bowl and New Year's. I feel like year after year, it's just so underwhelming. The live performances are like New Year's is like Christmas. The holidays is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful tradition, and
I know you're not medicated, but wow.
I feel like the last thing we need is like Cardi B. They're like, turn off for the New Year's, bitches, skirt.
I think you're just getting older.
I
think you've lost touch with the younger generation. I think that's what's going on.
Damn kids, you used to mean something to me, damn it.
What are you, 28? You're ancient now. You're old news. I don't know. I never really gave a shit. I don't know.
With
you have to bleep that.
Yeah.
The New Jersey superpower.
Because, of course, the first episode we have a sponsor. Anthony wants to go on his geopolitics rant, which, to be fair, I'm totally down with geopolitics. But fuck, dude, we're not even 20 minutes. We're 8 minutes in.
You're like,
Yeah, but
it cuts to
our sponsors want views.
Oh, shut up.
They want people to hear the ad.
Yeah, but
read.
here's the thing. So part of this is the fact that, never mind.
No, it cuts to like. We just got a call from our sponsor. Today we'll be talking about flowers.
Yeah.
And how they are dandy. It's almost like a dandelion.
There's definitely not a gun behind the camera pointed at us.
Yeah, right.
And on that note, I know this is a whole bleep fest. At this point, I just got to get the giggles out.
For context, Anthony walked in this morning and was like, I'm going to give you so much bleepable content today. And he is following through on that promise. This is why I have 2 coffees again.
In a world.
Sorry, C.A.S. Milsim. It's either good or bad. Actually,
Yeah, sorry, Austin.
well, on that note, like I read through their rules. I know you did too. There's some cool stuff in there.
There's some stuff that like they may not like. I'm going to say this. There's some things I have some critiques on. There's a few of the rules where I look and I'm like, that probably won't scale well as the events get bigger and they get more popular. But there's also some that I looked at and I'm like, why has no one thought of that? It's fucking genius. To start off, they're doing real caps only, which I fucking love. It's a slightly higher velocity. It's 450 with a 2.0, which is what, 410 with a 2.5?
Yeah.
So like
we're getting closer to 500.
we're getting
med,
closer to
caps.
500 FPS with no med. This is going there. I like that they give you the option to register and buy mags. And they're very upfront by saying, hey, do your research, test your replica, see which mag is going to fit in your replica. Because it's not like, and this is not to shame AMS. AMS is doing, hey, we got these PTS mags. These are the ones we're using. They're like, here's Arcturus, here's Elite Force, here's G&G. They give you a bunch of options. And because it's NATO versus militia, there's options for AKs.
Yep.
So this is cool. I like this. The drone thing.
The drone's cool.
The drone thing is interesting.
I think it's really fucking cool.
They're using it in a clever way to do resupplies, and it's fucking cool.
Yeah, it is. And it's also finally finding a way to utilize drones in an airsoft sphere.
That isn't cringy as fuck.
And it actually serves a purpose. Because I've seen it at MSWs. I've seen it at open plays. I've seen it at other events where players think that they're just going to magically put a UAV in the sky and they're going to see everyone.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go that way because I hate to break it to you. Trees have foliage. And what does foliage do? Blocks the line of sight.
Sure.
Especially the amount of times that people DM the page and are like, can I use my drone for open play? Well, 1, no, airport's right there. 2, it's not as useful as you think it is because there's a lot of fucking woods.
Yeah, we did one. I can't remember which op it was, but there was
Crossroads.
There was a drone there, and I put the drone up, and they were like calling me over to the grid, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I see trees. Like,
Yeah, I see trees.
I got nothing. I don't have thermal on this thing.
Yeah. So they're finding a way to implement it where it's actually going to be utilized and it's going to help progress the game.
Yeah,
and I think that's
it's
cool.
It's a resupply, and so they're doing issued ammo.
Yep.
Plus real cap mags. And so there's like in their rules, in their appendix, there's like a whole, it's not a 9-line, it's a 6-line, I guess. And this is the process. Like, this is the process of how you like call it in. You give them, the pertinent information, and then they take care of it.
That almost looks real. Almost.
I mean,
I think the term we're looking for here is Milsim.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And they like, it can be done a couple different ways. And so it goes over like, if this way is supported or if this way is supported, this is how you designate an area. Yeah. This is how it, like, it's very in depth and it's very cool. It's a neat way to resupply.
Yeah.
I also think, because they're different for the factions, but I also think, I think you can use vehicles too to do resupply, but
that might also be dependent on the AO.
Oh, for sure. All of this is. Yeah. Every bit of this
the game that they're talking about here, it's at the end of March. It's at On Target Paintball. I've never played it on Target. I know a bunch of my friends have, but from looking at some of the photos, like, I don't know if they're going to be running vehicles up and down the AO in the same way that we were running vehicles at Panthera.
Yeah, probably not.
In the same way that we definitely can't do that kind of vehicle behavior here.
No, we're too small.
Yeah.
No, but it's a neat take on on the resupply mechanic, especially when you're going to be doing issued ammo and shit like that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we did issued ammo for Benghazi. You did it for, did you do it for the deployment?
I don't think so.
For NATO or the...
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I've experienced it a bunch at MSW. Grimnir did issued ammo at their events. And for the last 10 years, issued ammo at games has just been like, hey, here's a bag of BBs, or hey, here's a half-filled bottle of BBs, or you kill an enemy player and you find a bag on them. Like, it's cool, but it hasn't really changed in 10 years. Yeah. This is a step in the right direction. It's cool.
It is cool.
I would 100% do an event with real caps. I used to just do that. I used to just run real caps for like open play.
Is this when you tell us you're the Airsoft hipster and everybody's just catching up to you?
No, I'm just saying it's fun. Like the same way, you know, like just running a gas gun, the ammo limitation makes you play differently. You know, the same thing can be said when you restrict yourself to real caps for like your AEG or whatever. You just have less ammo. So you just have to think. You just got to be more deliberate.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it.
You know,
you might have to turn to the guy to your right and say, you know, I need help.
Yeah.
You might have to do some teamwork.
Yeah, you might have to communicate with other players. Oh my God, teamwork's a thing.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It also makes you want your gun to be very dialed in. Because if you only get 30 rounds in a mag, you want to make sure that you actually got some.
I will also say their looting mechanic is kind of neat. Specifically for the militia players.
Yeah, so militia is not... so it's...
Could you share me the same thing so I can read it without...
It's on their website.
It's on their website.
Okay.
So it's NATO
versus militia.
NATO versus militia.
I understand why they do that, because getting people on board with Rust 4 Kit, one, it's gotten increasingly hard to do Rust 4 Kit in the last 4 years just because of availability. But two, it opens it up to a wider player base because not everyone wants to do a Rust 4 Kit.
It also takes it out of the geopolitical crap.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, a militia is a militia. You know, like, and NATO is pretty well.
Can militia have attachments?
Well, that's what we're getting at.
Yeah. No. So, well, yes, I guess a little bit. But they can't have any advanced optics. And C.A.S. says that advanced optics are night vision, thermals, shit like that.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's just like, oh, that sucks. You're going to have a NATO team that's just stacked with fucking night vision and thermals. But you are allowed to search down players with their permission, obviously. But you're also allowed to, quote unquote, in-game steal their fucking night vision and steal their thermals.
Yeah. So for context, when I first read their rule set, their tax op, the tax soup, I was half-heartedly reading it while playing video games. And I didn't get to that part. So when you looked at me yesterday and you're like, yeah, militia can steal night vision and thermal, I was like, fucking what?
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me?
But it's actually a very smart way to do it, right? So if you kill a NATO player and he's got night visions or thermals or whatever the fuck, you take a selfie with him, and then once you that is like you stole
That's
their
like
shit.
the looting mechanic, yeah.
Right. You stole their advanced optics. Obviously, nobody's putting hands on somebody else's Honda Civic that's on their fucking head, right?
Yeah.
And then now they're allowed, that individual player is allowed to
take out their advanced optics,
take out their fucking
thermal and put it on and use it. That's fucking dope.
It's cool.
And it also, I was thinking about it. This is a double-edged sword, because now that militia player can use their shit, and they now have a really goofy selfie of them with a dead player they killed that's going to go on Instagram on Monday morning.
Sure.
Yeah.
And at any point on the militia side, if Cadre sees you with your night vision on, they can be like, yo, show me your phone.
Yeah.
Show me your photos.
Let me see the selfie. Insert every militia player going, hold up, wait a minute. Let me take a selfie.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, God. Let me take a selfie. Oh, God.
I had to. It was low-hanging fruit.
Oh, my God. It's an interesting mechanic, dude. And it's a mechanic that kind of solves all the, like, nobody's touching my night vision. You know what I mean? Like, and it's cool because what it means is at the beginning of the game, the militia is obviously still a threat. They're always going to be a threat during the daytime. Yeah. But at night, in the beginning of the night portion, they're not going to be such a threat.
Jeez Louise. Well, it also deters NATO from doing the typical, I'm going to flex and wear my day nods, because nothing's going to suck more than you being the asshole that gets schwacked 2 hours into the game. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's like, cool, now half the militia players have nods because of you.
Yeah, right.
Like, none of that.
What I don't know and I didn't see, here's a situation I could see. One guy day nodding, on NATO gets hit. The rest of his team fucks off because airsofters are the worst.
Yep.
And then 5
That's what I was thinking.
militia come over, and all 5 take a picture with the same guy.
But it's only one pair of nods.
Yeah. Does that count? Like, I don't know.
That's why this falls into the category when I said before, because we're going to talk about the good. I think we should also give our critiques of the rules. That may not scale well long term. In the same way,
But what about if I take a picture, but then I send it to you? We're wearing similar kit, like,
oh yeah, we're just doing we all have the same balaclava and helmet. We're all wearing tinted lenses. Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
It's like, no, I swear that's me. I'm PSR.
I think it's really neat how when you check out for the ticket, you get to select which mags you want to get.
Holy autism. I already said that.
I know. But like seeing it, I think this is a logistical nightmare. Good on them for taking on that responsibility.
I don't think it is, because it's pre-registration. So now, as the company hosting the event, they know by 2 weeks before the event, they have to have this number of mags of this variety on hand, and they go to this player. There's probably a spreadsheet associated to it.
or do you think it just gets? Do you think when you order a ticket,
It automatically drop ships the mags to them?
it just goes to your house?
That's a possibility.
Right.
That would be ideal because then you can test it out
Yeah.
and modify the build board that's already around. I'm fucking so
Shitter.
jaded. I'm
Shitter.
so fucking because I know motherfuckers are gonna do that shit.
You're a shitter. Well,
I wouldn't do that. I would rather.
Again, this falls on to the C.A.S community as well as their staff to enforce their standards, because if they watch a dude stand there and dump 60, 70 rounds out of an M4, they know, hey, that's not a 30 round mag. If you don't enforce your standards, then you don't have standards. So that's not a mechanic that technically won't scale well, but it requires them policing their own community to make sure it stays in check.
Yeah, it requires players to police. Yeah.
I
Like,
love.
I know
Northeast.
snitches get stitches, but snitch on people not using 30 rounders.
I love Northeast airsofters so much. I do have to say that. The whole mag thing.
Are 30 round mags the anti-shitter material?
Not even that. I just think a good majority of Northeast Milsim airsoft base is pretty anti-shitter. I mean, look at the turnout we have here. I mean, I think it's awesome to see.
Depends on what you mean by Milsim.
Right.
Yeah.
But this seems Milsim. This seems to take on a lot of the elements of Milsim West and then some.
Yeah.
In some regards, going a lot more Milsim in some direction. Of course, there's like different things that might be less Milsim than how Milsim West does it. But I wouldn't even compare this to Milsim West. Just reading the that whole PDF, everything. It's neat. I think there are definitely a lot of rules.
Well, this
73 pages worth.
I think there's a
but
whole
again, how
a whole
long is,
lot, and
I know we keep comparing it to MSW, but I mean, how long is the MSW tax op? I know that to some people it's the gold standard. I know there's also going to be someone that's going to come into the comments and be like, "Bro, just go to an MSW game. Bro. You're paying for a lower quality event." Shut the fuck up, because this
Paying
is
for a different event. That's all.
This is the opportunity to see what the airsoft community has to offer in terms of expanding, because it doesn't need to just be MSW.
Yeah.
And this is coming from someone that's done a lot of them. This can be an opportunity as a community to grow and try new events, because again, different mechanics.
Yeah, I think it's neat. And it's also smaller scale, dude. Maybe you don't want to go to a fucking 1,000-acre facility and spend the money to walk around all
The
day,
first thing I said yesterday when we were talking about it, because I might genuinely go to this. It's a game that's 24 hours that has camping simulator mechanics, and it's only a 2.5 hour drive.
yeah, I'm actually pretty interested in playing
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
And
hey,
you know what?
It's in. It's
you know
in
what else is cool?
Their rule set. If we get 10 dudes, we can wear UCP.
Militia's not explicitly nerfed either.
Ugh.
No, it's not. And again, that militia nerf with MSW was a correction to a thing that happened 5 or 6 years ago. But
I like how, again, I like how the militia at night kind of starts off with a little bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But if they push hard enough,
they're gonna
by
have
the
it.
end of the night, they can all be wearing their shit, you know?
I would be genuinely interested, because this is a 24-hour, but he said there's a 40-hour format version.
Yeah.
What does that look like, the comparison of night 1 versus night 2?
Sure. Yeah. Night 1 might be a breeze for fucking NATO. Night 2 might be a fucking just an equal footing, you know?
And then is there a realm where, because now we get into the interconnected storyline of it, is there eventually an outcome where, because militia won a game so decisively in their universe, that then for this event, because militia has all the resources, they have the ability to start with nods? And then does that change the dynamic of the game?
Yeah. Militia players can loot NATO players for advanced optics, thermals, and night vision by taking a selfie with the downed enemy. At this point, they can freely use any NVG thermal device that they have brought to the event. Night vision devices and thermals can be looted.
Yeah, I think that's dope.
That is really fucking dope.
It's a neat idea.
Dude, like it's one thing to have nods and go against militia that doesn't have nods. It's another thing when those guys without nods have the incentive to kill you and take a photo over your dead body so that they can use their nods that they brought.
Again.
You're going against a completely different adversary at that point.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Again, now they have goofy selfies to post on Instagram Monday morning. Like, get fucked, nerds.
Morale is a real thing.
Well,
and if that isn't a morale booster for militia, I don't know what is.
Well, the other thing too is like, if you get into that situation, because there's always one guy in a squad who just magically gets hit always because they suck or
it's
whatever.
always Richie.
And so he and they die.
Why weren't you with me on that assault, guys?
Well, that stops.
Why didn't you
that.
run with me, guys?
That actually stops that, right? Like so doing a full frontal charge at night with everybody with night vision now becomes fucking dangerous because what happens 90% of the time?
Yeah.
You get fucking mowed down. So you can't do that.
Militia starts with 6 flashlights on their gun, ends with PVS 14s on their head.
Oh yeah, like if you got a wounded guy out there, now there's incentive for native to go get it. Obviously, there's an incentive for the
militia dudes to stop you from going to medic him or even getting him out of the line of fire.
Right, so
because
now
they want that selfie.
Now, as a leader, you have to be like, do I risk the rest of my squad, which all have night vision and thermals, to save one guy? So if we leave him, one guy gets, well, ostensibly, one guy gets night vision on that side. But if we push forward and get him, like,
but again, that brings into the
is
question
it
the
feasible?
whole,
Like,
if that one dude gets 5 different selfies taken with 5
Sure.
different militia players, like
Yeah.
that's why there's some wonkiness to this.
a little bit, yeah.
But maybe it's just, hey, they need to clearly define it, because again, nothing stops.
I don't know how you would stop that.
And that's what I was going to say. Nothing stops that NATO player from dying at 2:00, getting one selfie, dying at 4:00, getting another selfie with another player. Now that
Well, I
same
think
player
that's-
has now indirectly given 2 militia players night vision.
Oh yeah, well that's okay because he was back alive again.
That's fair.
I'm talking about you die once, but 5 militia come over and take selfies with you.
Yeah, no, I'm bringing that
Yeah,
into
yeah.
play too. But it's like, hey, can you be looted for your night vision twice? Is there an infinite NATO supply of night vision?
I guess. Well, yes. In the real world, yes. You know, like.
But there's not an infinite supply of AA batteries.
Anyone caught abusing this will do 30 burpees and leave the event.
So that was the one that I was going to say.
Or leave the event.
There's 2 of their mechanics where I'm like, that might not scale well. One of them being the litter system.
Oh man.
Yeah, we have to talk about.
Can we talk about the photo for proof though? I think it is really smart because you have to get the photo. So
Yes.
and they'll audit you, you know.
Yeah, and there's ways around. I mean, people are always going to find a way. There's no way to validate it, though.
ChatGPT. Can you make a photo of me posing over a?
An indescript.
You have 6 fingers. That's AI.
Yeah, it's a neat mechanic.
I want to play bikes. Hold on.
Oh yeah, they have. It's all in there.
Only the militia faction and scout teams on NATO can utilize this mode of transportation. You can just use bicycles.
I think they're referring to e-bikes.
There's dirt bikes, e-bikes, and bicycles.
Yeah. Oh, bicycles.
Dude. You know the bicycles that look like motorcycles, but you're still pedaling them?
I wanted one of those so bad.
Those are not mountain bikes at all, but imagine just trying to go up a hill with that.
Jesus.
You're walking your motorcycle bike up there.
So militia.
The only thing with the bikes, which I don't know how to remedy this, and this is how they remedied this, is like you cannot shoot the driver of the bike. And it's like,
Oh, but come on, I want to shoot him and watch
I
him
know.
drop. But like, I need you to get a TBI from your bike.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like where it's at, where you have to, that's for the car. If you're on a bike and a member of the opposition team like steps out into the road, you basically just have to stop your bike and lay down. I don't know how else. I understand why they're doing that.
I want you to DI the driver with a tag round.
They specifically say don't do that.
Yeah, I know.
I think getting shot with BBs while riding a bike is okay. Tag round is certainly going to fuck you up.
I think
Okay,
the
so
concern,
tag buckshot round.
I think the concern is that if you get shot with the BB while riding the bike, and if If it's like fuck, like it hits you like in the piece of fat, and
but you're riding
it
a
might make
bike.
somebody crash.
Yeah.
It's also new. How many people are used to getting shot by airsoft guns while riding a bike on a mountainous area, probably at night through night vision and not crashing?
I'm not saying they're wrong.
They might change.
The other
it.
side
That's
of it
something
is
that might change.
if
Like,
it's an
Yeah.
e-bike. It matters with any bike.
might be an insurance thing.
How many times have you heard, hey, don't step in front of the moving vehicle or don't stand in front of the stopped vehicle when you're doing like a vehicle interdiction?
Yeah.
Okay, let me step in the road while this dude on a bike, like, sure, it's a bike, it's not a car, but getting smacked by a dude on an e-bike is still not going to be fun.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's
Because I see where this goes south and it's, I see this e-bike coming. I'm going to step out into the road 10 feet in front of him.
yeah, right.
Like
a deer.
fuck.
The biggest concern with vehicles for an event like this is the guy who has a ghillie suit and is retarded and lays down in the path of vehicles with his ghillie suit.
Well, everybody played that Call of Duty 4 mission. They want to ride under the tank.
Yeah.
And then maybe they do almost clear under it, but then something on the bottom of the truck like hooks their belt and starts
Or they just get smacked
dragging
in the
them.
face by the exhaust.
Yeah. So that one's, I don't know. If it were me, I wouldn't allow bikes for that exact reason.
I mean, but again, to be fair, this is not us shitting on them. Using vehicles for an event is a safety and hazard nightmare.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it is a logistical flex to have vehicles.
Now,
so
we did it at Benghazi, and it worked out
did,
fine.
But it was also very clearly defined of like where those GRS vehicles were allowed to go.
Yeah.
You sign a waiver.
That
And if I sign a waiver and if it's my fault, if I die riding my bike, bro, I get to bring my bicycle to an airsoft game.
Yeah, but that's the quiet 90% majority. The 5% on the opposite ends of the spectrum are the problem.
Training wheels are coming off. It's my first time riding it without training wheels. Wish me luck. Good luck, everybody else.
I said this last night. There's 5% on either end of the spectrum. There's this producer can do no wrong because it's X producer 5%, and the hit me, I'm a minor, this game is trash 5%.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like you are in the quiet majority, the 90% that just doesn't care. They're here to have fun. It's not you that's the problem. It's the other 5% on each side.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read through this real quick. To eliminate a bike, aim your replica at the driver and step near the road. Do not shoot the driver with anything, no explosive launchables, mines, foam, or BBs. If necessary, wave the driver down and communicate that they have been hit. I understand why they're doing it. I'm just saying that is the most immersion breaking thing that you could possibly do.
Well, there's that.
It sucks for the guy riding the bike. It sucks for the guy who is hiding in the tree line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's got a brake cover.
Well, the guy hiding in the tree line could just let the bike pass.
He could.
Which
Or he
is-
could also just shoot him.
Yep.
I am in the camp that a BB impact is not going to blow you off a fucking bike. You know what I mean? I don't know. I understand why they're doing it. I absolutely understand why they're doing it.
Yeah.
I like the destruction area where they're talking about they're making a distinction between soft cover and hard structures, like soft cover, hard cover, and whatnot. Yeah,
That one looks familiar.
African village is soft,
Yeah.
which means that if you're in an African village hut and it gets hit with a 40 mil launchable, you should be hit.
Yes, but
that shouldn't protect
At
you.
the end of the day, it is still airsoft, and that might not scale well.
But this is Milsim.
yeah.
I remember I did when I was still working at West Point, we did an FTX, and the airsoft in me used a porta potty as cover. And the lane walker was like, that's not hard cover. You're dead.
Yeah.
That's
you're
bullshit.
right.
He's like, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
that's plastic.
yeah.
So
I was like, I was prone in the bottom
He
where the
missed.
water is
He missed.
in the porta potty.
but again, I say at the end of the day, this is still airsoft.
Yeah.
And certain things may not scale well. And I'm gonna do the thing and use MSW as an example here. There was a small period in time where flashbangs were flashbangs and grenades were grenades, and it turned into a bunch of rule lawyering where if you threw a tag FBG versus an AFG or an R2B, you're like, fuck, I threw $14 at you, really? And they're like, this is a flashbang. That's what this is going to turn into. This is a solid piece of wood. Oh well, I shot a $20 tag round at you.
Yeah. It might be something that sticks. It might be something that doesn't. I mean, is this their first event that they're running?
Publicly.
Publicly, okay.
They've run a couple.
Yeah,
already.
so if the player base is down with it, I mean, look at all the weird things.
Look at the Gun Gamers does.
Well, look at the uniquely MSW things that happen, and the player base that goes there is accustomed to it.
Again,
you know, and you might say that's not Milsim or this. You know, that's just.
I know it's
whatever.
different strokes for different folks, but we'll
see how this player base evolves with the game. You know,
but that's why I'm saying there's certain things where it sounds really good on paper, but then it's like communism. It works when there's 12 people, but how does it scale? So this may work for now, but eventually it's going to come to a tipping point where a decision needs to be made to either keep it and tell players to get fucked, or realize it might not be beneficial to the game to have that rule anymore. In the same way that what I was trying to bring up before was the litter system. That I don't really love that idea.
Okay, wait. I just read the top of this. In their appendix for this particular cover.
Okay.
It only applies. Hold on. The only pyrotechnic device capable of eliminating players in a soft structure is a direct impact from an explosive mortar round.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's completely different.
I read that the way you read the normie topics. I'm sorry.
No, fuck you.
Yeah, no. So that makes perfect sense then.
Yeah, we do that
fine.
here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
No, that's fine.
And they're using the IWA mortar, so a direct impact has to be a direct impact.
Yeah.
It's not just an admin.
It's not just us walking over and either throwing a grenade or having pyro pre-staged on the building.
Yeah, right.
Like, sorry, that's how the magic works.
All right.
That's okay.
Our bad.
Yeah, okay. So that's Anthony reading it wrong.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Sorry.
No, that's good.
Sorry.
Yeah, because I believe the rule set we use here is that 3 mortar rounds onto a building kill everyone in the building.
Kills the building,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and they allow blank fire?
Yeah, and then the RDX boss system react the same way to the sound of the boss system that you would for blank fire.
Now that I don't love.
I don't know how much I love that either.
I don't love that. And the reason why is because I was really, really happy. Again, I'm going to do the thing that MSW, I fucking have the screenshot of Josh saying it is airsoft and should be treated as such. That's what we wanted, because the boss unit then doesn't have a safety engagement distance.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a minimum engagement. I don't have to be 20 feet away from people in 180 degrees to fire my boss unit, and I can shoot it indoors. So if they're saying react to this the same way that you would to normal blank fire, I have a issue with that, because now can I shoot it in buildings?
Yeah. They're talking about the opposing player reacting to the noise.
Yeah. I love it.
Again, that's another one where it's like, we got to see how it plays out.
Got to see how it plays, because I know it sounds like we're critiquing a lot of stuff, but we do this for everybody.
It also says the boss unit system allows cadre to use blank fire at certain venues that wouldn't otherwise allow real blank fire.
That's true.
So
because
they might be using it on an admin level.
Yeah. Well, we know one of their owners has a boss unit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, seeing that they're doing this game at OTP, I don't know if OTP would allow them to do blank fire.
Where's it at? New Jersey?
Yeah. It does have some legal requirements in there for their blank fire. Like, it has to have a minimum of 14.5-inch barrel for federal compliance.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, that's pretty smart.
I would love to do blank fire AK again. That was a really.
Well, you would have to go on militia, and if I go to this game, I'm telling you right now, I'm going on NATO.
I think militia would be fun as fuck.
I know, but militia can't use M4s.
If I were to play this, I'd want to run.
I want to use my gas gun.
I'd want to run an M27.
Yeah, you can do that.
And Anthony has an M27.
I put a boss unit on it and a bipod.
Oh, you make a 3D printed grip pod that mounts to the boss unit.
Oh, God.
Well, don't they? Can you just buy don't they just sell bipod legs that mount to the side rail?
Yeah, Magpul.
Yeah, there you go. That would is it long enough though to clear the boss unit?
Yes, because the legs extend. Yeah. But for maximum milsim, you have to mount the bipod legs forward so they're longer than the barrel.
Yeah.
It has to look a certain way. It's called vibes for a reason.
Does anybody in the Marine Corps that's issued an M27, are there any photos of them with the M203 on an M27?
No, because by the time they
exist?
got the M27, they already had 320s.
Yeah. Okay. So
you're going to see a lot of photos of M27s with ACOG suppressors and grips.
Wait, actually, hold on. How do you think they feel about Galils
Jesus
being used as a
Kalashnikov, please?
No, you have to. There are definitely rules about what replicas you can use.
Yeah, it's mostly M4 platforms.
If you're on militia, though, if you were to run a Galil.
It has to be real caps or mid caps.
I could fucking make that.
Well, it has to be mid caps if it's an LMG. It has to be real caps if it's a rifle. Oh, you are a special snowflake, that's for sure.
If I could use it the way like an RPK or an IAR is traded, I would run 30 rounders or whatever the real Galil mags carry. I think the real Galil mags, I think they're more than 30 rounds.
Another snowflake project for Anthony to attempt and never finish.
Well, that gun's built. I just got to honestly not I'm gonna get nerdy about printer. My Prusa printers, those mid cap inserts fucking took forever to print.
Yeah.
Now with my bamboo printers, I actually feel a lot better about printing mid caps,
Okay.
like mid cap inserts for the Galil, because I know it'll be a lot cleaner of a print. It'll be a lot quicker,
Okay.
and I already have the files.
You do you, boo boo. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Put a little something in there.
Well, I mean, saw variants are limited to 250 rounds. So,
So like it's cool. I like it. It is a different take than say how AMS is doing AMSX.
Mm-hmm.
Not every 249 on the market now has the M4 mag.
You can use a box.
Oh, you can. Okay.
You can use a box. You can just only put 250 rounds in it.
Oh, it makes the VFC gas blowback 249 viable.
Yeah, it does actually.
It makes the VFC gas blowback 249 a viable system now.
I like what they're doing, and I think it's kind of indicative of where Airsoft seems to be going. We'll get into that in a minute, but the last thing I want to talk about is the medic system.
I've tried 3 times now.
I know. I'm bringing it back. He's busy in his phone. So.
Yeah, he's autismic.
They made an adapter for the Galils to use.
Oh my God.
Standard M4 mags.
About the
Okay, so do me a favor.
you go.
If you think the Galil is a viable weapon system in Airsoft, drop it in the comments. And when none of you do, then we can tell Anthony to shut the fuck up.
yeah, dude, the Galil's so dumb.
You know why ICS stopped making it? Because no one bought it.
You and US Airsoft are the only two that fucking like
Yeah,
it.
like you and Scott.
You're
that's
gonna have
it.
to bleep this. ICS stopped making it because
You're right. I do have to bleep that.
Jesus.
Fucking Balash.
I'm trying to find the medic system here.
And just go to the index. Find it's on page
Yeah, I got it.
6,554.
Yeah. It is long, but I read through it in like 20 minutes yesterday.
I joke.
So it's pretty standard, right? Players who've been hit once, bleed out, 15-minute bleed out.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's all right. In Airsoft, that's like 7 minutes. So
It's 7 or 35.
yeah. If you wear ballistic plates or a helmet, and I know there's a weight requirement because I saw it.
Are they actually going to take your plates out and weigh them though?
For the first game, probably. Then you get an extra tourniquet, right? And they're using, so the first one's buddy aid, second one is medic aid, and I guess in this case the third one, if you're wearing ballistic plates, would be a medic aid. And then if you bleed out after that, you have to... Dead players must return to their CCPs, or casualty collection point, do 10 burpees, and drink 8 ounces of water to atone for their sins.
Okay. So this is where it starts to get a little wonky. This goes one of 2 ways. Either A, absolutely no one is doing push-ups, because that's how burpees start.
Yeah.
Or B, you're going to have someone in eventually down the road, and maybe I'm too jaded by shitters. It's going to go, fuck that. I'm not calling my hits. Push-ups are scary. Like,
I would hope not.
like this is like, I didn't know this was a CrossFit game.
I think it's great.
I think it's a neat idea. I just don't know how that scales well.
10 burpees is like,
And you're doing it in kit.
well, and also I'm fat and out of shape.
Well, we could start flipping tires at 7 a.m., Dave.
Dude.
Like 10 burpees ain't that bad.
No, it's not. It's gonna take you some time.
Yeah.
And it takes you out of the fight for a while. You got a 15-minute bleed out, and then you got to walk back, and then you got to do 10 burpees, and then slam a fucking 8-ounce.
I'm glad that it's do the burpees, then slam the water, not slam the water, then do the burpees.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's only 8 ounces, so it's not like
one is cruel, one is good for you.
yeah, right. And it's punishment. And ideally, the way their medic system works, ideally, nobody would ever even have to do this, because there's a aid and litter team, right? So on your second hit, if you're still within your bleed out period, an aid and litter team can come get you. And Oh, that's how it is. So
because now you haven't bled out and officially died. You've been
Correct.
You've been healed, and you don't have to atone for the sins of dying.
correct. You go back to your CCP. I'm sorry. You are escorted by your team to the CCP, and then you get all healed up there.
So no burpees.
So no burpees for that. In a perfect world, nobody would ever have to do burpees, right?
That's not how it's going to go.
No. But if your team is working like it should, like
Yeah.
nobody should be being left out to fucking bleed out.
This is vaguely on brand with the. No one is going to remember this besides maybe Brian, the old black sheep medic rules.
I don't even remember this. Yeah.
So it was like when you died, if you were unable to be medicked or you bled out,
Yeah.
you just followed around the rest of your squad until everyone.
Oh, I
went
do.
back.
Yeah, I do remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, the squad leader had to make the decision.
Yeah.
Like
So you were just following your group of dudes around with a dead rag on until they decided to go back to the CCP.
why didn't you just go back to the CCP and wait for them?
It was in the black sheep rules.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, here's my only critique on this. This whole game is centered around
Milsim.
Milsim, 30-round mags, fucking
Immersive.
low cap LMGs, the resupply mechanic, like the stealing of fucking advanced optics and shit.
It's cool.
You have an aid and litter team. They're carrying a litter.
But you're not allowed to get on the litter.
You can't get on the litter.
That's where I originally said that this might be an insurance thing.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Because the way it is that the dudes bring the litter over and you just hold on to the litter and you walk with them,
Yeah.
which is a little immersion breaking. Are we going for immersive or are we going for safety?
Well, hear me out. If you have somebody strapped down to a litter, you fucking drop them.
From how high?
I imagine this is like a woods ball game with terrain.
Well,
You're imagining
Imagine your
Mount
buddy
Everest.
is like.
you're also imagining that
Going down.
You're
fucking-
imagining Mount Everest.
I'm
well, you're
imagining
imagining that.
Balcar.
No, bulk, that's way outside.
But you're also imagining that the person carrying you on the litter is 8.5 feet tall.
Yeah, right. Like when you pick up a litter, when 4 guys pick up a litter, because aid and litter team should be 4 guys. There's more than enough strength there to do it. And if they do drop you, it's going to be from 3 feet.
Maybe 4.
Maybe. If you get some tall motherfucker on the back
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Just figure you're not having a bent elbow. You got your elbow locked straight and you're carrying
Yeah.
them like that. Like it's at below your waist level.
and you
of
don't have
carry.
to strap him in. You know, he's not like dead weight.
You could
just-
strap them in. That might be better for safety.
I'm imagining Dave wearing plates on a litter, and I have to carry one end, and like I don't know, Jake is carrying the other side of the
Yeah, you
litter.
got 4 guys.
I've watched this happen.
You have 4 guys.
You know what happened? Nick got dropped. And what happened then? He rolled about 1.5 feet and was just like, don't do that again.
Yeah.
Why? Because we've used this system before. We did it for the deployment.
Yeah.
And I watched a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old try to pick up Nick in full kit. Granted, he was only wearing silkies and a plate carrier.
Yeah, that's right.
But he still fell off the litter and he rolled about 1.5 feet and he was fine. But then he yelled at the kids.
Well, it should have been 4 people in that.
Correct.
So if I were to critique one thing, I would be like, hey, man, like, let them
Yeah.
let the aid and litter team do their job. Like
I think it
Like we can't keep making games that are just
to the lowest common
to the
denominator.
lowest common denominator, physically and mentally. Like
Yeah. Well, also, I mean,
put 4 guys on that litter, dude. You don't have to be in.
I feel like
phenomenal
for the
shape.
amount of immersive they're going for, I think it's on brand to be allowed to drag players.
Oh yeah, that too.
I think
Yeah,
there's already a
I
lot of things that are not catering to the lowest common denominator.
That's correct.
there
which
are.
is why
so,
we're
there's a
saying,
lot.
why?
So-
yeah. So why
Why
this
this?
one? You know.
like,
I think like maybe they just don't want to fuck around if it seems like a safety hazard, or I don't
Sure.
know. Maybe
Absolutely.
maybe in their personal experience they've just seen some shit and they're just like, okay, maybe no.
But I
Maybe
mean,
they
think
have
about-
some bias against it.
Think about this, dude. Like
I'd want to just play it and see how it goes. as is.
90% of players at this game are going to be wearing a helmet.
yeah,
Or
yes.
the aid and litter team has a helmet.
like a safety helmet. It's just a hard hat.
No,
it's
no,
a UN
no,
blue
they-
helmet.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so if that player doesn't have a helmet,
Put this on.
put this on, get on, let's go. Like how immersive for the aid and litter team would that be? That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. You have to have your fucking med bag with you.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they had like a fake IV that they had. Like, it'd be fucking cool. There's a lot you can go with
Oh,
that.
what was
So
that?
that one kind of surprised me. I was like, wait a minute.
What was that goofy mechanic we tried with? It was like a training class we went to where you had to like wrap your hand with an ace bandage. Or did you do that?
No, that was for the deployment.
That was for the deployment. Oh, the training class thing was you had to put a medical glove on.
What,
One- The one in Jersey.
Really?
You know what? I'm thinking of a GMR training.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking there was a No, there was a GMR training where when they were doing a medic system, you had to put on a blue vinyl medical glove every time you got buddy aided, but you never took it off. So by the end of the day, if you kept getting schwacked during it, eventually you just couldn't bend your fingers because there were so many gloves on that it was stopping you from bending your fingers.
All right. I understand what they were going for.
Yeah.
I've seen ones where you have to hold a tennis ball.
Yeah.
For the deployment, you had to ace bandage your non-dominant hand.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
And I think it was Tyler. We were filming like a promo thing. Yep. He wrapped my hand hard as fuck, and I just did that, and it all came off. It actually worked really well, and it like denies you the mobility of your hand, so like getting shot.
Yeah, kind of the same.
Yeah, this is the only one where I'm like, man, I think you should. I mean, AMS allows dragging.
Yes. Everything else they've talked about in their roles, again, critiques aside, it's on brand.
Oh yeah,
you're trying to make an immersive Milsim environment. It's a 24-hour game. It's camping simulator with some issued ammo. Like, I like everything about this. That just doesn't seem on brand.
Yeah.
And for total transparency, they are paying us to talk about it.
Not this part.
No, not this part.
They paid for the ad read.
They paid for the ad read.
Yeah.
I think people that live in this area should go to that event. I would love to go to that event. I think it's cool as fuck. They're trying. I mean, I heard of another event producer too recently. They've been around for a while. They don't do things terribly local to us. It's Stag Ops.
Stag Ops has a great reputation. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Bertles actually. We were on Discord and we were playing like Battlefield and shit. But
oh, you've moved on.
yeah, because you guys jumped ship. You're not playing Battlefield anymore. But anyway, I was talking to Bertles and one of the guys in the Discord runs Stag Ops.
Yeah.
So I was asking them a lot about their rule set, and it seems complicated. Like there's a lot of caveats to a lot of the class system and everything. And I was asking them questions like, do you ever have issues with people like riding the gray zone? And according to him, he says no.
Yeah.
You know, I of course had to fuck with him. I was like, I said I had to start asking him stupid questions. I was like, if my gun is, can I use my gun if it's a red tag, but it's a M4, but I put a 20-inch barrel extension on it, but it's a standard M4 and it shoots 400. And he actually started honestly answering the question. And I was like, I'm just fucking with you, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. Don't get me started. We were all talking about autism too. He's like, don't get me started on it.
Well, that falls into the category of stupid questions that players ask.
Yeah.
It's not stupid questions. It's players trying to get an answer that they want.
Yeah.
They want you to say, yes, you can use your rifle however you would like, but that's just not true for any fucking game. Like
again, we've talked about this before. If we make games that cater to absolutely everyone and I say that in a nice way, then we'll never be able to progress in a direction of making it to what we want it to be.
Sure. It'll be Walmart.
Yeah.
Mom, can I have ice cream? Ask your father. Hey, Dad, Mom says that if I talk to you, I can have ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Dad looks at you and is like, I don't know, ask your mother.
Yeah.
Cameron tries that shit, and I'm just like, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't sound right.
I'm like, what did you think you heard?
Yeah.
Like, what did you think?
Who do you think
Mom?
you are? I am.
Who do you think you are? I am.
But this is a cool direction, right? I'm so happy to see that the pendulum of airsoft events, anyway, is starting to swing in this direction. AMS with what do they call it? X?
AMSX, yeah.
AMSX in Texas, they're dipping their toes into the water a little bit, trying to make it a little bit less about kills, more about like maneuvering and
yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if it's necessarily less about kills, but it's putting a more of an emphasis onto the shoot, move, communicate aspect.
Yeah, it's making airsoft what we all think it is in our heads.
Yeah. I've heard so many different people say like, oh, I watched this war movie to get hyped before I go to this event. Like, yeah, we all want it to be that action movie. We want to be that cool guy in the movie. But then airsoft turns into standing on one corner, shooting at another dude on another corner. You both have EPM ones, and somebody's going to yell, call your hits, and some dude's going to call him and it's going to be like, here we go, shitters, yay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I like that I like that airsoft's swinging in this direction. And I feel like for a long time,
Make airsoft cool again.
yeah, I feel it's just a pendulum, right? It's like the ebb and flow. And in 10 years, when every Milsim event is a gas gun only fucking event,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it'll start to swing the other way.
It'll
again.
be cool to do an AEG game again.
Yeah, they'll be like, I just want to run and gun. You
Yeah,
know,
like I want to use a 250 round mid cap now, and
Yeah.
that's 10 years from now. But it's kind of maybe you're right. Maybe renaissance isn't the right word, but the
pendulum.
flow of the airsoft environment is changing, and it's turning into something a little more serious.
Yeah, but then Big BB will get involved because not enough people will be using enough BBs.
Big
Yeah,
BB.
or it shifts to they
One
just-
trick that Big
we
BB
finally-
hates.
We finally see the disappearance of 2.0s.
Oh,
And they-
can we get rid of those?
Well,
fucking
hey,
things?
e-bike still tests their fucking guns with 2.0s, and C.A.S tests their guns with 2.0s. That's their chrono limit, 450 with a 2.0. But maybe when Big BB gets involved,
Yeah.
cut their losses. They just stop making 2.0s,
Yeah.
and they're only condoning heavier BBs.
Zulu has to chrono with 4 5s. Like, fuck.
Fucking $200 in chrono BBs every Saturday.
Yeah. Like, fuck. It's like little jars like this. Like, fuck.
I was on the topic of AMSX because that's another great opportunity to try something a little different. We were discussing, do we all want to run uniform BB weight for that? Because we're all running MWSs.
Oh, yeah. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was debating between 3.2s and 3.6s, but then the question comes in, are we going to run tracers when the night portion comes up?
I don't feel an overwhelming need to do that.
Yeah, so I'm probably shooting 3.6s.
3 6s.
Oh, bro, it fucks.
I'll have to try my gun with it. I have never had any luck with anything above a 3.0. Might just be my gun demon.
Is that in your MWS or just in general?
No, I use 3.2s in the MWS, but
Okay.
I feel like the 3. I have shot 3.0s out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like the 3.0s perform better.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll give it a shot.
Can I touch your gun before this game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got like a list of MWSs I got to go down.
Well, remember the at Guardian.
We had the chrono issues.
Well, not only that, but like my gun just stopped hopping.
Yeah. So
Just-
I want to put a new bucking in yours. I got to do barrel bucking and hop up in Dylan's. I've got to build Tom's. Richie's is good to go, but he's not going to use it.
Why?
He's going to use his fucking Kythera.
Oh, right on.
He's bringing an HPA gun,
Yeah. Okay.
which is why we're going to have to run to like Walmart or Target and buy him the 88 gram CO2s that are meant for like the autococker paintball guns.
You can fly with those tanks.
The CO2 tanks?
CO2.
Yeah, CO2 canisters. So instead of using an HPA tank, because there's not a guarantee right now that there's going to be an HPA on-site fill station,
Oh, okay.
he's going to use the adapter that Anthony made to use the big 88 gram CO2s that
Okay.
have the threads
Yeah.
and run that in a regulator.
Okay. So Amped is going to be there?
And not a guarantee.
Really?
Not a guarantee.
Wow.
Because even for, what's the game they're doing? Revolt? It
Yeah.
only announced like a day or two ago that Amped is not going to be there and it's going to be RPS.
Okay.
But I don't know if RPS has a on-site tank system.
Gotcha.
I really need to take a break.
Yeah?
All right. Let's take a break.
Okay.
Go buy our merch. Go to the Zulu24.square.site, buy some merch. Also, I found a little hiccup and I can't seem to resolve it. So when you go and you buy merch, when you look at it, it says out of stock. Everything says out of stock until you put in your size.
Oh.
So everything's there. You got to put in your size. Head on over Zulu24.square.site. Pick up your Zulu24 merch. We're always kind of updating it. All the designs on there. There are a lot of cool stuff. And we're back.
Hey, yo.
That was a long break.
Very long break.
So long, in fact, that I don't remember what the fuck we were talking about.
So long, in
Well,
fact,
we
that
were
it
talking
almost
a little bit.
clogged.
We were talking about the C.A.S game that's coming up. We were going through the rules. We talked a little bit about AMSX, which if you haven't looked into that, it's a really cool idea. You should probably go to that too.
Are we worried about
AMSX
that game?
Are we going to talk about that?
Yes, I think it's important. If you're on the fence about that game, make your decision soon. Like, buy your ticket or don't, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're trying something new, and it only works if we participate. And so we don't even know if it's bad or good or whatever.
Yeah.
Unless the game happens. If the game doesn't happen, then nobody fucking knows, and Airsoft stays the same.
You're buying into an idea to see if the idea works.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it is technically against the grain for what AMS normally does.
Sure, but they're trying new things.
They're trying new things, and I support trying new things. I also support any game that incentivizes the use of low cap, mid cap, or lower capacity magazines and gas guns. I'm fucking game.
Yeah.
I also think that the Fort Hood AO looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
I want to go. But what concerns me is that hop up keeps the ticket count visible.
Yeah.
And one team has 15 players and the other team has 100.
Yeah. It's like the reverse problem over here. Like green sells out instantly over
Now,
here.
maybe that's the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we talked to Bo. We had Bo on the podcast, and he said traditionally when they run games at Fort Hood, it's tan versus black. For them, that's UFS and Sierra Dynamics.
Yeah.
This time around, he's like, hey, we're going to do CAS versus UFS, which is what they normally do here, where it's green versus tan.
Yeah.
Green camo, apparently, according to him, doesn't usually sell well in the desert. I understand. I also looked at some videos from reindeer games last night. Those bushes are still pretty green. And that was in December.
It's also a mount facility. Like, camo doesn't really matter.
I just want to wear DCU because I think it's vibey.
Fucking elitist.
That's not elitist. I never want to wear tan camo. I finally want to wear it because it looks like the right AO to do it.
No, I hear you. I haven't bought my flights yet.
We did it all.
Yeah.
I've got the flight booked. We've got the Airbnb and the rental car booked. And it's just like, I'm going to be really, really upset if it comes out this game gets canceled because of low numbers.
It would blow.
I'd be fucking pissed. Like, it was.
Oh, Cody, if you want to advertise, I know this podcast called the Zulu 24 Podcast, which just recently became
a sponsored podcast.
a sponsored podcast. You guys can.
And C.A.S. or C.A.S. Milsim got their money's worth out of this one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. AMSX, it sounds really fun. And this is coming from, if you watched the last time we went to an AMS game, we did a podcast, and you and I were talking about this yesterday. I was fucking pissed. I had a lot of shit to say on that podcast. I still signed up for this knowing, hey, this is probably going to be a fun fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, I came back a little jaded, and we talked to Bo about it, and, you know, they said, hey, we're going to do better. We're going to fix the problems you guys have been bringing up, because it wasn't just us. There was plenty of people that said similar things. And now they're trying this new format that incentivizes teamwork and low cap mags, and gas guns are getting a space in the environment in this one. Like, sounds like a good time. It also seems like the anti-shitter game to me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me on my high horse. I don't know.
Make the game happen.
Make the game happen. Seriously, I'm not just saying this because I want the game to happen, but it sounds like a good idea.
Oh, man. And then I'm going to have to buy the insurance. When I do buy the plane tickets, I'm going to have to get the insurance so that I can cancel. Like,
That's $87 extra.
I know, but
You might be able to refund it for credit for another airline.
great.
Or we still just go to Texas.
And do what?
Go to D14.
Shoot pigs.
No, fuck you. That's $1
Yeah.
million. We can go to D14.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Or we can go to Texas, drive to Bo's house because we know he doesn't live far.
Oh, God.
And then we just play in his backyard.
Or his front yard.
Yeah.
Dave, I'm so excited to show you my Arc Raiders PC setup.
He probably does have a pretty nice setup.
He was telling me about it. He's got a PC setup. It's cool.
Got a NASA computer.
Yeah. Ah, man.
So anyway, quick anniversary plug. The anniversary is January 17th. By the time this comes out, that'll be next weekend.
Yeah.
Come on out, help us celebrate. Everybody gets a discount on entry. If you are active or former military, you get it for free. Everybody gets a raffle ticket. Everybody gets some scratch offs. You can win some cool stuff there. A ton of raffle prizes.
Pizza.
Free pizza lunch. That's right.
60 pizzas?
Yeah.
I made the joke yesterday, 50 pizzas. Barbara was very quick to correct me. It's 60.
60. Okay. Yeah. 60 pieces. 60 pizzas.
Say that 10 times fast.
That's all in the house.
60 pizzas, 60 pizzas, 60
I didn't
pizzas.
mean that literally.
Right.
Dirtbag.
Yeah, come on out and help us celebrate 15 years. I can't believe we've been doing this for that long. Cross your fingers. We'll make it to 20.
It's the autism celebration. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Most businesses fail before year 3.
That's true.
True-ish. Like,
There's always outside battles, man.
the percentages go down the higher you go up, but it's like,
Don't ever say it's too big to fail because that's not true.
yeah. I mean, look at Enron.
Oh, the
Okay,
bigger
which one?
Enron.
Okay, that's a good reference. Yeah.
the bigger
I was going to say Call of Duty, but
They didn't fail.
They failed.
Nah.
The bigger the business, the harder the fail.
Boy, you think that.
What do you think?
Well,
I think the slope just gets slipperier. There's a lot of room, a lot of wiggle room when you're first starting out. But anyway.
You just need lobby money for bailouts when economic crisis hits.
Send me the lobbyists.
Ford, Chevrolet.
According to Mitch, we've been planning this all along.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, last episode we were like, holy shit, fucking Iran just declared war on us. One of the comments was like, the breaking news was war with Iran, but then
We got Maduro.
got Maduro at the same time, some shit.
That's Simon Whistler guy.
Yeah.
British dude. So he released a video Thursday. And it was like 2026, the world at war. And it went over every conflict that could go hot in 2026. Number 2 was Venezuela.
Yeah.
And I thought about it this morning. I was like, yo, that aged like milk.
Well, no, like wine, because it worked.
Yeah, I guess. Also, somebody pointed out to me, did you watch Jack Ryan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
going to go there. Yeah.
Jack Ryan fucking nailed it.
Well, maybe it's been brewing for a long time. I will say this, regardless of geopolitics, right? As a military operation, that shit's fucking wild.
What a true special military operation looks like.
Dude, was it Jojo said we raptured him out of his own country? Yeah. Like, that is the truest. It just got him.
Somehow he ended up at Stewart Airport.
It's true. Yeah, Dylan was texting me. He's like, dude, there's a lot of air traffic over fucking Stewart.
So there was a lot of air traffic. And then Saturday night, when I was leaving, him and I were the last ones here. Everybody else left. I left at like 6:15. On this road, all of a sudden, like 2 blacked out Tahoes, an ambulance, fucking Department of Corrections minivan, another Department of Corrections like Sprinter van, 2 more blacked out Tahoes. My phone signal went from existing to non-existing, and I was like, okay.
Oh shit.
I was like, and they're all running red and blue lights, no sirens, but I'm like, okay, so that was either a decoy or that was the guy. Like, fuck.
Dude, they're blocking cell signals for fucking IEDs.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Yeah. Because, like, to be fair, there's pretty bad signal on this road anyway.
Yeah.
But this was, like, before I hit the normal dead zone, and it wasn't like, oh, I have enough time to drive through this dead zone before my Spotify stops buffering and, stops playing what I'm playing. No, it was just like, I saw the lights, dead.
It only makes sense that they do that, though, driving through New York. Because all the...
That's where we have to cut it.
All the...
Not to get too far into the weeds of the geopolitics, what I find vastly interesting is 3 hours versus 1,400 days.
Well, sure, right. Like, we can make the comparison with Russia all we want, but, way different.
Yeah.
Russia wasn't trying to...
Different objectives.
What I also
They weren't trying to kidnap Zelensky.
Some people are, like, I see a lot in the media, some people are looking at this kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Like, the writing wasn't on the wall. When the administration released their basically global plan a year and a half ago, give or take, it literally stated that they were reinstituting the Monroe Doctrine. Tell me how this is not in... Like, I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying the writing was there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying as a military operation, like, wow.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Waking up to the 160th sword, just doing gun runs over it. Shit.
Delta jumping out, fucking murking your personal fucking guard.
Yeah.
And then waking you out of your bed because you weren't even up yet.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, man.
Like, and I explained this to someone close to me. Because they thought I was like saber rattling. I'm like, no. I'm a gear nerd. It was like, I'm looking at this as like, that's a fucking textbook execution of an operation like this. Like, from a gear perspective, from a military perspective, I'm like, that's fucking dope. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. It's just fucking cool.
I'm glad that we still have that capability. Whether it was used right or wrong is a completely separate conversation.
And it'll probably be argued out in Congress and the Supreme Court over the next year.
Yeah, and maybe that was the one thing is I don't think there was no congressional approval. So
yeah,
even when we went to Panama, there was basically did the same thing. There was congressional approval, but
then the question has to be begged: was there congressional approval for the strikes against Iran?
Probably not. Yeah.
So, besides the fact that in this case there was physical boots on the ground, what's the difference?
Process.
Yeah.
The lion captures who the lion wants to capture.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
What if you don't agree with the lion?
Now it's what does that say? Because we're going to get into the geopolitical precedent that was set there. Sure, the U.S. announced that they were going to reinstitute the Monroe Doctrine, which for anyone that doesn't know, that basically says anything in this hemisphere is ours. It's our territory. Either get on board with America's interests or fuck off. And that's kind of what they did here because China and Russia both have a pretty heavy investment in Venezuela. And whether we like it or not, China and Russia can be seen as enemies, or at least not in line with America's interests.
Adversarial.
Yeah, at least not in line with America's best interest. So now,
I love HAO.
we did this, but what does that mean for Iran fucking with Israel? What does that mean for North Korea fucking with South Korea? What does that mean for Turkey versus India? Or China versus Taiwan? We basically just did on the same playing field as Russia and Ukraine. Now, granted, 3 hours versus 1,400 days, but
Different objectives.
different objectives.
Not the same.
At the same time, though, if we're going to stand there and wag our finger at Russia going, no, that's bad, we just did that.
Russia invaded a country to take it over.
That's true.
And killed a lot of civilians in the process.
It doesn't matter about civilians.
But then you got Trump online saying he's going to run Venezuela.
But Trump's a fucking idiot.
I know. Take away his Twitter account.
Yeah, please. No. We did a very elaborate snatch and grab.
Yeah. Very elaborate.
Russia's trying to gain territory.
Yes. There is a difference there. But again, when we're saying in this regard, what does that say in terms of a political precedent?
Oh, it's dangerous as fuck.
My
It's
wife
just
asked
such
me.
a slippery slope.
Like, what if you're Ecuador
Yeah.
and you're like, I got to toe the line in my own country because of just a bigger country doesn't want me to go there? That's fucked.
Yeah.
The people of that country should dictate the direction of the country, not the superpower that just happens to be in the hemisphere.
This goes both
the
ways.
hemisphere that we dictate.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this also goes both ways because there's so many people that are super anti what's going on with this.
Yeah.
But then there are people in Venezuela that are genuinely happy this happened.
sure. Oh, yeah.
But again, we're fucking with somebody else's business right now.
I know. It's tough.
My wife asked me after this happened, she's like, is that allowed? Are we allowed to do that? I was like, oh, darling.
Well, there's
This is
list
how
of
power
White House and
works.
congressional lawyers that are looking at it.
It's already done, though. So
It's already done,
And
but-
that was probably the strategy.
No,
But,
but
well, for sure, there was definitely a list of lawyers that work for the
get it
White House
done.
that were sitting there going, "Hey, we can do this." But now it's going to get argued out and dragged through the court system because I am almost guaranteeing you it's going to go in front of Congress and then the Supreme Court the next year.
Oh,
Was that legal?
It probably wasn't.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm a geopolitics nerd, but at the same time, I don't know the legal doctrine of that because you are literally going and snatching and grabbing a head of state of another country, a sovereign nation.
Sovereign nation, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dangerous precedent.
Sure, a year and a half ago, you said we're going to start doing this thing that involves if you're not in line with our ideas, then we're going to basically remove you from power. But that doesn't give you a legal precedent to do it. That just means you called your shot. This is a game of horse, and you did it.
It's dangerous.
It's a dangerous game.
I mean, if another country tried to do that, I don't think they would execute it as cleanly as we did it.
It depends on the country.
As a military operation, it was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
But that's it.
but I also
It sets a precedent that's fucking. This is what I could. All right, now we're getting fucking crazy. Sorry, I swear this is an Airsoft podcast.
well, it's okay.
So, what that could lead to, which is anything, dragons could come out of the earth, right? Whatever. I'm nobody. I have no fucking interest in this. This is just what I see, right? Why wouldn't Brazil, Colombia, whoever's in charge of Venezuela now, Chile, fucking Argentina, why wouldn't they band together and just be like, fuck you? You know what I mean? So, and now what? Now we're at odds with the entirety of fucking South America. And I know I forgot some countries in there. I apologize, but like,
Yeah, there's plenty.
Well, like Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, they don't have their own disputes.
Well, not
Between
even that,
each other?
because now in this case, imagine the
that's not the point. The point is that we have just become the big bully on the block,
yeah.
and we're the close one.
We've been the big bully.
Sure, but now we fucking okay. So before we were like, you better stop, or I'm gonna give you a wedgie and give you a swirly and the fucking. But then we did it.
The difference between this and other leaders that we've captured in the past is that Venezuela didn't attack the U.S.
Panama didn't attack the U.S.
Well, the argument will be that the drugs that he
true.
sent north are the attack on the U.S. But
Right.
Cuba didn't attack the U.S.
But they had nukes pointing at
they
the
had
U.S.
Russian nukes.
They had
Russian nukes pointing at the U.S.
That was the Spider-Man meme.
Any Middle Eastern country we did this to, it was like
Iraq didn't attack the U.S.
right,
True.
exactly. But
But they had oil.
there's what actually happened, and then there's the things that we're told happened.
Halliburton.
Well, whatever. But
This is what I did notice.
I just want to clarify again. We're all idiots here. These are just
Yeah,
off the
we're
cuff fucking
Maduro's
things.
replacement now
Do not take what we say fucking
in
so
Venezuela.
This is what
She is an avid.
seriously. Who cares?
This is what I was
She's
getting at
no
there because
goy
Dave
boy.
brought up what's to stop South American countries from banding together and basically forming the South American equivalent to the EU and being like, fuck you, America, we don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
Now, maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe the Trump administration does manage to install some kind of government that they approve of. Cool. You are now viewed as a puppet state.
Yeah.
That's how this goes.
Yeah. To the people as well.
Yeah.
The
So-
people need to vote their own person in because if we just like plant somebody there, then
Yeah.
it's all for nothing.
Because
It's
that's
like,
the same thing looking at Russia versus Bosnia, Chechnya, Azerbaijan, Albania, any of those. If Russia just comes in and is like, here's who we want to lead it, it's a puppet state.
Nothing geopolitically that's happening is in like the people's best interest in any of the countries involved. This is just power.
Yeah,
This is just empires grabbing for resources and
It's
control.
power, it's oil, it's money. It's resources. Yeah.
It's just empires doing empires.
Yeah.
are we the baddies?
In this
that's
case, it might be the case.
Right? Oh,
We're
fuck.
you and
Because
I.
I think we're the baddies.
Well, it's that I forgot. Shit. I don't remember what it was, but it was a podcast about the GWAT. And it's like, are we the bad guys or are they the bad guys? Because to us, they're the bad guys. But to them, we're the bad guys because we're coming into their country, invading their land. Everyone thinks they're right.
I can tell you from personal experience, it's the occupation that made us the bad guys.
Yeah.
And Afghanistan, I never went, so I don't really have too much of an informed opinion about Afghanistan. But in Iraq, there was a critical point where we could have fucking walked away and just left a delegation, and it would have been fine. But we didn't. We stayed. We fucking stayed, and just like anything. Okay, so if you were in an abusive household, right? And somebody from outside came into your house and kicked the shit out of the abuser and kicked him out of your country and arrested him and he fucking hung him, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, snap, thank you.
Fucking appreciate you, dog.
Yeah. And then that guy was like, took his boots off, started clipping his toenails on your fucking like coffee table and shit. And he just stayed. And you're like, all right, man, thanks for the help. I got it from here.
Yep.
Like, you're going to fuck that guy up eventually, right? And that's kind of what happened.
Well, there's that. And I mean, it's coming out more and more because obviously as time goes on, history gets a little more clear.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe it was the firing of the Iraqi army and the entire leadership because Iraq was balanced into Sunni and Shia, and it's two varying versions of the Muslim religion.
Yeah, but it was Iraq was a modern country.
Yes.
There was car clubs and fucking nightclubs and fucking...
There would have been a McDonald's on every corner, given it another 5 years.
Dude, rock bands and fucking... Like, they were modern society, dude. I think if we just fucking...
Well, the on-running theory is that by doing that, it essentially put so many people out of a job that it turned into an insurgency. Like
and we stayed. We gave them a
stayed.
target.
Yeah. So that was the point where it shifted from removing the guy from power to now it's an insurgency.
Historically, though, we occupied Japan in I would say maybe a similar way after World War II. Japan was going to be
Yeah, but
sanctioned.
that's how we got anime.
Yeah, but Japan, after we nuked it and after World War II, it was going to be sanctioned between like all the superpowers. Like Russia was going to get a piece of it.
Well,
and then eventually the U.S. was like, communism looks pretty fucking bad. Like we're going to take over Japan. Now, our occupation of Japan,
Well,
look
that
at
was
Japan
the race
now.
to get Japan to surrender before that happened.
I'm talking after
I know.
World War II.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's what I'm getting
going
at,
into
too,
the Cold War.
Russia invaded Manchuria. the only reason why Germany was split the way it was because the Russian forces were already occupying the region. So it was like, you can't just tell them to leave. The U.S. was racing to get Japan to surrender so that there was no Russian troops on Japanese soil, because then they didn't have to sit there and have that debate. Like, that was where the writing on the wall was going. You're correct. But it was to basically force Japan to surrender so they didn't have to have that argument.
Yeah, but like, well, I guess what I'm saying is we occupied it after the war.
I don't think
we
it wasn't on the scale though.
I mean, it could be that obviously
keep in mind, Japan's still not allowed to have a military.
You can have a defense force.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
Kinda.
This is how we got anime and weebs, though.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to. We are not smart enough. None of us are read up enough on any of these topics that we're talking about to even be taken seriously. So
I'm just a nerd.
You know what I know? All I know is that
I didn't think I had to cut it, but do I have to cut that?
brother.
I would cut it just because it sucked.
Yeah, that's fair.
It sucked. Yeah.
But it was so bad it was almost funny.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Were they going to be offended that he said Donald Trump?
You think a mob?
That was right around the point in my brain where I was like, maybe.
You think a mob?
So do we want to get back on track with Airsoft?
Hank.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Back on track with Airsoft. We should totally do a Milsim day where the objective is just to capture the other team's leader.
I'm sighing for me and as well for Dylan.
Oh man.
Because for the last 4, the 3 o'clock objective has been total field domination and capture the other team's commander. For the last 4 Milsim days, every team CO has gotten a packet. And in that packet, there's been an envelope for the other team's commander. Because at 3 o'clock, the final mission is total field domination and capture the other team CO. And if you capture the other team CO, he's going to give you that envelope. Inside that envelope is an EMP. This is twofold. 1, you now have an EMP. And 2, the time it takes for you to walk that enemy team commander to your team CP, talk to the team CO, get the envelope, and then him walk all the way back to either his respawn or the mobile respawn, I guesstimate 15 minutes. So you have EMP'd the other team and removed their CO for 15 minutes. And you helped Tyler, who had that objective. How the fuck did you not know that was a thing?
I mean, we got Brian at the end,
Yeah, you captured the enemy team's commander.
but at that point, it was like put him back.
Actually,
Remember?
no, you guys didn't capture Brian. That was Pat.
No, that was Pat.
That was Pat.
Right. They thought they got Brian.
They didn't get Brian. They got Pat.
Like
Him
Doppelganger.
and Brian look the same.
Brian and Pat probably have the same knees, the way you and Tom have the same
well,
knees.
they also dressed the same intentionally because they knew that was a mission.
Yes, which is brilliant.
Yeah,
As far as airsoft tactics are concerned, them intentionally trying to look the same so that our guys would get them mixed up and capture the wrong one. Bro, that's a decoy.
Yeah.
No, that's a dictator move.
They did that to.
Well,
they did
Brian is the baddie.
Yeah.
Padme had a decoy in Star Wars. Remember that?
No.
Padme, not Padme.
There's only 3 Star Wars movies.
Ooh,
Get fucked.
somebody's gonna be.
Yeah, episode 7, 8, and 9.
Whichever one had Jar Jar Binks. That's the only.
There's 4, 5, and 6. But where was I gonna go with this? Yeah. Oh, there was also. It was one of the last games where it was Brian versus John. Somebody told John, and it was one of our friends, "Fuck you, I'm not listening to you."
Nice.
Guess what? They were right next to Brian while he was dead. And the objective to steal the other team's CO was already out there. But had he listened, he would have known that was a mission. And he could have grabbed the other team's commander, and that would have helped his team fucking win because they were down by like 250 points. It was a tight game.
How many points was capturing?
500.
Let that be a lesson. Listen to your COs.
Listen to your CO.
Are you
They
guys,
happen to know a little bit more than you.
how are you and Dylan doing with tracking the winners for each Milsim day and deciding like what type of resource?
So we're working on the resources idea.
Like, okay, so you haven't started implementing that.
Well, no, sort of. So the storyline is starting to interconnect.
Okay.
So in the way that they blew up the oil refineries mission, which was 2 Milsim days ago, right? Yeah. So that was the one where all the pyrotechnics were on top of the buildings. So for the next one, because Brian's team got ousted, it was such a decisive loss for he was red. The next game was a power vacuum. Now that game got changed slightly because last minute we had a team CO back out. So then the storyline gets changed a little bit because we called Eric from Gun Gamers and Eric came in to save the day and be the team CO. And then they were like, oh yeah, you can write it as the Almerics came in to help Brian's loyalists reestablish control. Like now there's a crossover between Gun Gamers and Milsim Day, which is great. I like this. But it's like
they try to get Maduro. They're like, sorry, he's not here. He actually got called into work last minute. He couldn't make it.
So here's the thing.
If he bails out, he's going to lose his job. Okay. It's not.
Originally, we didn't have any of like, oh, cool. Tyler and Anthony, blue team, decisively kicked Brian's ass that game. So now if Tyler came back as the CO, his militia movement would have more resources. But because it was two different COs in the beginning, it was supposed to be John versus Armani. We just wrote it as it's a power vacuum. And these are two rivaling factions that are coming in and trying to assert dominance. So there wasn't an emphasis on like, oh, somebody won last time. But now Brian's team has established foothold because Gun Gamers reclaimed the throne for him. So next time they come in, Brian's team can start with maybe an extra UAV. Now, he did throw out there, he didn't like the idea, because Brian's very quick to give us input on what we talk about. He heard us talk about on the podcast that we thought maybe the games before Milsim Day should lead for points or like be valued for points to incentivize teamwork, incentivize everyone to play every game of the day. And he's like, I don't like that because as the team CO, I can't necessarily dictate how those games go. I was like, well, sure you can. You can get on the field and lead them and play with them. I understand that that's a smart ass comment to give him because he's trying to set up like his command in a box and get teams situated. So I understand why that's a problem. But we could say, hey, maybe they're worth a UAV or hey, maybe they're worth an EMP. So that way, if red team or blue team wins a game, their team CO gets a UAV. That's not a whole lot, but it's something. It at least
or even just like one mortar round.
Or one mortar round.
Yeah.
Because this time around, we're not using the mortar this time around, but we are going to eventually work the mortar back in. And maybe it is that. Maybe it's respawn clays. Maybe because Tyler's team took out all of the fuel refineries during that game, the next time they start, their mobile respawn box doesn't start with them. It already starts forward deployed. Maybe they get to skip the 15-minute for the first 30 minutes of the game. Like if you want to take your mobile respawn box and put it somewhere in the first 30 minutes, you don't have to do the time. That's something that can be worked in as resources because it's not a lot, but it's just enough to be like, fuck yeah, we got something cool out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm imagining if you made a team that was just like, there's all the fictional factions that we made, but then we just make one that's actual America. And they start out with infinite JDAMs, infinite UAVs, infinite jammers.
Those pyrotechnics that got set off on the roof that we could use as a JDAM were pretty fucking expensive. I don't want to say infinite there.
You got to make a U.S. team that's infinite JDAMs or like a Team America.
Yeah.
They can all go full auto, but they have to fire from the hip.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's little things because Brian has a point. If you actually value like certain things with extra points for the next game, it is kind of fucked for the team CO because he can't directly influence that at all times. So it has to be worth some kind of value to incentivize the player, but also not game breaking. And thankfully, Ares has that because you could do UAVs, you could do EMPs.
You do points.
Well, that was the thing. I originally said points, and he's like, some of these Milsim days, he's right. They do come down to 100 or 200 points.
Yeah.
So if that first game of the day is worth 200 points.
No, 50.
Maybe 50. Yeah, that could work. So either a really low point value or some kind of asset in game, whether it be respawn clays or mortar rounds or UAVs or EMPs or maybe messing with the timer saying like, hey,
a vehicle, a gun truck.
Yeah. Well, we are limited by certain things.
Yeah.
What about blackmail? Can that be a perk?
No.
You radio and Brian, you're like, oh, Brian, you might want to think twice before jamming our UAV.
You're just psyoping them.
Yeah, we'll have Mitch use AI to basically make blackmail.
That's a terrible idea now.
What list?
You get a 1 week start on the meme war beforehand. That's what you win.
1 week start on the meme war is brilliant. I'll take it.
And you're going to want to play the March one. It's either March or May. I forgot. Yeah, March or May. JoJo's going to be the commander.
Will that conflict with
No.
The C.A.S?
No.
That one looks like it's late March.
Yes. Oh, let me double check.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really upset.
I think the C.A.S one is the last weekend. Hold on. Did it say the dates in the write-up?
I think it did.
It did not.
March 28th. That is the same weekend.
March 28th. So, I'll say it at the end.
You definitely said it in the ad read.
No, it's not in the ad read.
Oh, you didn't?
It's not in there.
Oh. Yeah, so that game is the same weekend as Milsim Day here. That's going to be a problem.
Is it 28th, 29th?
Yeah.
Not going to be a problem.
Yeah, but I want to go.
Oh, well, then it's going to be a problem for you.
Yeah. That sucks.
No, I have to choose.
Well, no, I have to prioritize Milsim Day. There's not a choice there.
All right. Well, without further ado, I'd like to thank C.A.S. Milsim for sponsoring this episode. That's casmilsim.com. Join them for their, Take Bosasso, March 28th, 29th in Pemberton, New Jersey. Special thanks to C.A.S. Milsim. And with that, good night. God bless. We're out.